Okay. Well, I just wanted to welcome all of you to our organization meeting. It's a small group. Hopefully some more people pop on, but this is being recorded. So if you're watching on the recording, welcome. I'm Robin Moylan, your Senior Director. I'm meeting a couple of you for the first time. It's nice to have you on the call. We usually have an organization meeting every month, but we stopped the whole summer because of the Monday night calls that Stacy is doing for us. And I didn't want to overwhelm all of you with a lot of calls, but it's fall now and it's starting to be our busy season. For those veterans that are on the call, you know that we are extra busy this time of year because more and more people are cooking at home. They're preparing for the holidays. We launch new products. And so, you know, all that kind of thing. So we usually do well in our business in the fall, simply because of that reason. A lot of people bake at the holidays and they buy gifts, and we launch new products and new gift sets and some seasonal products, which is very exciting. And also this month, it was just announced that we have a $25 kit because it's our anniversary month. It is Pampered Chef's 42nd anniversary. When Doris Christopher started this amazing company in the basement of her home in 1980, she wanted to be able to help her family. She had the belief that shared meal times have the power to enrich our lives in so many ways. That's why I love this business so much. Not only do I get to support my family, but I get to help others achieve whatever it is they want from their business. You can build your team this month and help others all at the same time by offering the $25 kit. And your host, all of you should have parties going right now. You can offer the opportunity to your hosts. And if they use the kit credit, they can join for free. I mean, that's amazing. I love when this happens. Be sure to post about our kit on all your social media. A lot of you have VIP pages, your business page, your personal Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're doing, Snapchat, whatever. I personally have Facebook and Instagram. I'm thinking of adding a third social media, but I gotta slow it down a little bit. It's a lot to learn, but I would suggest you trying to have more than one social media outlet to advertise your business. And remember, you can post about this on your VIP page and ask some of your friends to share your post. Some of my friends, I put a post on my personal page and they share it for me. So if you have good friends, you can ask them to share the opportunity on their personal Facebook profile as well, or Instagram or whatever. Does anybody have any questions about the $25 kit?
I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry, I just took a bite of my burger. Do we have, oh, good Lord. All right, hold on. I'll come back to me. I'm so sorry.
Does anyone else have a question about the $25 kit? No?
Okay, sorry, I remember. Do we have an opportunity event?
Do we?
Mm-hmm. Does our team?
No, we haven't done one of those in a while.
Okay.
I heard Stacy say she was having one.
Did she?
She does that for her personal team.
So it was, we can talk about it later. Carry on.
No one else has any questions about the $25 kit? That might be something we could explore. I can talk to you, my directors, tomorrow about maybe doing bringing that back to life. We haven't done one in a while. It might be worth it to resurrect the opportunity event. I'm sure I'm not the only person that keeps a list of hosts and guests that are interested in the business, have asked questions about the business, that kind of thing, that you can message them again and say, hey, we're doing an opportunity event. Would you like to join? Just so they can get more info about this business. A lot of you remember the events we used to have several months ago. I don't think we've had one for like at least 6 months, something like that. So
I thought that was a regular thing. I actually have a post in my template about the opportunity event, like ask me about the opportunity event.
It was a regular thing. We had one every month, and then for some reason it just stopped. And I don't know why we didn't go back to it, but
I know Pampered Chef does put one on, I think monthly, because I received an email, I think on Monday or yesterday, that said that they were having an opportunity event. I think it's either next week or the week after that, but I'd have to look.
is it like they do our director calls for us?
I think so, similar.
And they give a link that anyone can join it?
Yeah, they do meet Pampered Chef twice a month. It's every other week.
Oh, I know about the Meet Pampered Chef. I didn't know it was an opportunity event. It's just info.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, no other questions? Okay, well, let's get this started. Several of our directors are going to be doing little 2 to 5 minute trainings on different topics. So I'd like to introduce you to Director Suzanne Hanahan. She's going to talk to us about booking parties.
Hey guys, I'm Suzanne, if you don't already know me, and I'm going to talk to you tonight about booking parties and being disciplined to get those bookings in your calendar. So there's a saying that was taught to me in a training before, and it goes like this: your show isn't through until you book 2. So what does that mean? Throughout your parties, you should be asking your guests to host parties, and for every party that you have, you should find at least 2 people to book a party. So when you have 2 people that book a party, you can tell your host that they could be the third party to book and get the 3-party booking bonus. This helps rebook your host. But what if you don't get 2 bookings from the party, or your host doesn't want to rebook just yet? Well, it's time to put in some extra effort and find hosts outside of your parties. I make it a point to reach out to 30 people a day, 5 days a week, no matter what. Even if I did get the 2 bookings, these could be guests in the party, birthday messages, or just people that you message from your Facebook list. On days where I am not messaging guests in the party, I like to use what I call the alphabet system. So one day I might message everyone whose first name begins with an A. The next day all B's, so on and so forth. And make sure to track those that I'm asking, and I follow up 4 times if I do not hear a response. And make sure to write down the dates that I need to follow up. I like to wait the number of days to follow up that correspond with the follow-up time. So for example, if my first follow-up, I'll wait 1 day after I send my initial message. So if I'm asking on October 5th, I'll follow up on October 6th. Then for my second follow-up, I wait 2 days after the first follow-up. First follow-up is October 6th. I'll follow up the second time on October 8th. Then the third follow-up will be 3 days after that on October 11th, and the fourth follow-up will be 4 days after that on October 15th. So that gives people a week and a half to hopefully respond to you. And don't worry if it just sounds excessive, because really it's not. You'll be surprised about how many people say yes on the 3rd and 4th follow-ups. 30 people a day is also a very crucial number. And the reason is that taking a look at my data, out of 30 people, only 1 to 3 will say yes. So if you're not asked the right amount of people, you will not get the responses that you need to keep your whirlpool going. So finally, the last reason why you want to get those bookings on your calendar this month is because it is Heritage Month and we have that $25 kit. So with the right amount of parties booked and having hosts that you can ask at least 5 times each to join your team, you will recruit, your team will grow, and you will promote. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Does anyone
Just-
have any questions?
Yeah, doing all the things. You have to do all the things if you want the kind of outcome that you desire. So you can't skip steps. You just have to keep asking.
So Suzanne, when you're doing your 30 asks the first day and you're doing your 30 follow-ups or less the second day, I mean, if they've already responded, you're not following up again, I guess. So you're doing 60 the second day and 90 the third, maybe the fourth day. So they're all going on top of each other?
So some days it's more follow-ups than other days. It all just depends on, how many days passed you went that you need to follow up. I don't send booking asks on Saturday and Sunday. Like I take off, but as long as I am asking like Monday through Friday, some days I'll have to follow up with 30 people. Some days I'll have to follow up with 60, but following up is really just go to their name, click their name on Facebook, and then shoot them the message real quick. It really doesn't take much time. The booking asks probably take a little bit longer because you're finding people to ask, but follow up should not take you more than 10 minutes. So, yeah.
Now, did you hear what Suzanne said, that Saturdays and Sundays, she doesn't do any of that. She has specific days that she does specific things. Like I do all my booking asks on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That doesn't mean I'm doing my first ask that day. Some of those days could be follow-ups. And some of those days could be the third ask or the fourth, just to make sure, because you know how Facebook algorithms are. If you're messaging someone that's not a friend, they usually don't see it the first time. So you send another one and then another one and then another one. And sometimes they will respond. Sometimes you can see that they didn't even see the message. So then I put a post in the party, a graphic, something funny that says, check your inbox or your message request folder or whatever, just to try to drive them to look for a message from me. So, okay. Thank you so much, Suzanne.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, now Advanced Director Christina Bianco is going to talk with us about Stacy Itzel's Set to Soar program. It's open to anyone that has the desire to be a director. Take it away, Christina.
Hi, guys. So mine is less of a training, more of an informative and an encouragement. Have you heard of, or maybe not heard of Set to Soar? I would really hope everybody has heard of it. If you have questions, definitely reach out to your director. So Set to Soar is a 2-session program. There's phase 1 and there's phase 2. Phase 1 runs the last 2 Wednesdays of the month at 9 p.m. Eastern. I wrote the dates down, so I've had them. And for this month, that would be October 19th and 26th. And then you finish phase 1, which is all about booking. And it is like a booking boot camp. You are getting all of the tips and tricks, and it's what we know we're supposed to be doing, but it's a great refresher. So it's book. Do those 30 asks that Suzanne was talking about and ensure that you're doing your follow-ups. And here's why you need to do the follow-ups. And if you are on that call, Angelique goes over all of the numbers. And it is amazing to see what your hourly rate is when you are intentional about what you're doing and blocking off the time. And then phase 2 is the first 3 to 4 Mondays of the month. And I say 3 to 4 because occasionally it will only be 3 weeks if there's something happening. So I wrote down the dates. It's November 7, 14, 21, and 28. I don't know if she'll skip a week because of Thanksgiving or not. Thanksgiving's on the 24th. But normally it's the first 4 Mondays of the month. And that is at 8 p.m. Eastern, right before the Monday night call. So you can go from one call right into the next call. And that is all about the recruiting, tips and tricks on recruiting. And it's great because you can ask your questions. There's a group chat set up that Stacy creates. She adds all the directors who were in the program and they add everybody else in. And you can ask your questions on booking and recruiting. So you can get direct answers from your peers and from people who have been doing this for a long time. And I can attest that it has kicked my butt back into gear occasionally. And it's not one thing, it's not you do it and you're done and you can never do it again. You can do it as many times as you want. And I've seen Teresa, my girl, excel with her business in just joining those calls and being intentional about it as well. I think that's it. Oh, and then the goal is to promote to director, like Suzanne was also saying. But you don't have to. Like, that's what we want. We want you to get the most out of your business, but you don't have to do it just to promote. You can do it for the extra tips. You can do it for the extra lessons, the reminders, or just the accountability. That's all. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Christina.
I just want to add that when Christina put me in there, I had 0 parties. I was really just down the dumps about it. So once I got in there, I end up with 14 parties booked. And then now what I've been doing is I'm doing the 2 bookings in every party. It's really been keeping my business rolling. I do find some of my parties have flopped, but that's okay. I don't get discouraged. I just keep going. And my biggest thing is, and I'm working on that, is getting over that big hump of a fear of recruiting. I get, okay, they're interested. What do I do? I get really scared. So I'm learning not to get like that. It's hard.
And that's what the group's
That's wonderful.
Is to ask those questions and to have the encouragement, which is awesome.
That's so wonderful, Teresa.
Thank you, Robin.
I'm so proud of you. That's so, I mean, it's easy to get down in the dumps when you don't see your business flourishing the way you want it to. And you did something about it. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Because you can end up where I almost gave up. I really literally just was going to tell Christina, I can't do this no more. But when she kicked me in the butt and told me, look, we're going to hold each other accountable. And it's been helpful because we worked good together. I send her stuff, she sends me stuff, and the whole group itself, if anything, you get a lot of support. And that's what I liked about it. So.
Well, congratulations.
If
Okay,
your director hasn't said anything, if it somehow it slipped our minds because life, ask to join and we'll get you in there.
Yeah, it's great. It really is. And as far as, like Christina said, you don't have to, you can promote at your leisure. This is just something like, for instance, we're going to have a testimony from my sister-in-law, Kim, in a few minutes. And when I approached her about the group, I didn't say anything about promoting to director. I said just to, learn some new booking tips, and because I didn't want to put any kind of pressure on her, and I'll let her tell you the rest. So this is Kim Rawlings, team member of mine, and take it away.
Thank you, Robin. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to give a little testimony as to my experience with Set to Soar. So Robin asked me in July, the beginning of July, if I wanted to join the program, and I said yes. And you need to have 12 parties to move on. The goal is 16, but you have to have 12 to move on. So I had 4 in July. So I did not move to phase 2. But I got a lot of good ideas and a lot of good tips and a lot of good advice about how to get more bookings. So she asked again in July, further into the month of July, and I said no, because I had some things going on. So that's what she's talking about, is at your leisure. And you can take it if you want, or you can leave it if you want. So I left it alone for that round. And then she asked me again in August, And I said, sure. And I did phase 2 again in August, or phase 1 again in August. And same thing, I got 4 parties, but each of those months, July and August, I got a lot of future parties. People who wanted to book in 3 months or 6 months. I got some for January.
Oh, explain that. Explain that, Kim. When you join the phase 1, the bookings, like if you're joining in June in the program, you have to have 12 bookings for the next month for
Yes.
July
Yes.
to move to
To
phase
move on.
2.
Yes.
Yeah.
So even though I didn't have 12 bookings in the month they needed to be in, I only had 4, but I had others for future months, which that didn't get me to phase 2, but it got me future bookings. So it was worth it. So in September, she asked me again. And when she asked me in September, I said, I probably should, because I already have 8 parties booked for October. Solely based on what I was doing from what I learned the first 2 times in phase 1. I already had 8. So all I needed was 4 more. So I did my 30 a day. Did the same thing, went through the alphabet. What I did was I went back into my messenger. All the people I had messaged in the past, I started with the A's and just kept messaging them again. I did the birthday bash thing. I think I got 2 bookings that way. And of course, bookings from other parties. So I have 12 parties in October, and I celebrated my 2-year anniversary in September, and I have never had 12 bookings in a month. So just working what they tell you to do. Even if I didn't intend to move to phase 2, or if I didn't care if I moved to phase 2, I'm still getting business from it, from doing all the things that they say to do. It's very important, the follow-up. And so as far as promoting, I'm like you, Teresa, I'm scared of that. I don't know what to do. And so the 2 things that I learned today from Stacy's call that I need to work on is my willpower and my habit. And I think if I can get those 2 things in line, along with a full calendar, it's going to be a great year.
I'm so happy for you. You don't even know how excited I am, because it took me 2 years just to get her on my team.
Right.
And she was a consultant in the 90s, going to people's homes and doing parties. And she didn't want anything to do with the virtual world. And I finally broke her.
I was computer illiterate.
But
Yeah.
she mentioned something about Stacy's call. There was a call at 6 p.m. How to book parties from parties. If you go to the STARS training group, I'm sure that Stacy's going to put the recording in there later tonight or tomorrow. And it is worth it, because during that call, I even said to my husband, I muted myself, and I said to my husband, even when I think I know most everything about this business, she will drop a little nugget that just blows my mind. I'm like, so you're never too good a consultant to learn something new. There's always something to learn. And I hope everyone knows who I'm talking about. Stacy is our National Executive Director. She's like the grand poobah of this organization. And just when you think that you've learned everything in this business, she will drop something that you're like, just blows your mind. So I encourage you, if you weren't on the call tonight, to watch that video. It was amazing. It really was. So thank you, Kim. Thank you, Christina.
I want to say something to Kim and Teresa real quick about recruiting. When I first started, I was the same way as y'all, so scared. But whenever I attended one of Stacy's recruiting calls, she had said that from holding back from recruiting, you're holding back blessing somebody else's life just like you were blessed. So that helped me to welcome recruiting, I guess you could say.
I love that so much. I remember you were very tentative about saying, I got my first recruit. I didn't even want my first recruit. I got my first recruit 3 months in. I didn't know we didn't have Dash. We didn't have 7 steps. We didn't have anything like that. And I had to train this person, just by the phone or whatever. So now we have all these amazing tools to help us with our business. And you have directors and you have, coworkers that you can talk to and get tips from. So don't be scared.
My first recruit was my first party.
Just
She
had a
did
heart
one
attack.
party, so she did one party. I didn't know what I was doing.
I had people joining that I didn't even ask, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why you want to join my team. I have no clue what I'm doing. And here we are, 3 years later, I think.
There you go. Somehow it works out with a lot of support from your team members. Okay, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Now we're going to be talking with Director Becky Brand. She's going to be talking about staying consistent in your business, knowing what you are doing every day. Take it away, Becky.
Hey guys, it's Becky. How are you all doing tonight? So first and foremost, I wanted to talk to Kim and Teresa and anyone else who may be feeling like you guys are with recruiting first and foremost. Wanted to tell you that it's completely normal to feel the way you're feeling. I felt the same way myself, but just remember that when you're recruiting, you're doing the same thing you're always doing. You're just looking to expand your team. So just like you're asking a host to host or a potential host to host a party, you're just simply asking someone if they want the same blessing opportunity that you received. So just keep that in mind. You're still doing your same job that you did before, only you're going to be doing it with a team. And it's a pretty cool feeling to have that team that you're leading and knowing that you're helping them with some financial freedom or to save for that vacation or whatever the case it may be. So that's all. Okay, done with that. All right, so I'm going to talk to you guys tonight about consistency because this is something that smacked me in the face literally just recently. We talk about doing all the things. We talk about, how we need to make sure that we're, running our businesses so that we're reaching the numbers that we want to reach, reaching the goals that we want to reach. And we can't do that without consistency. So it's super important that you have a detailed outline as to how you run your weeks. So similar to what Suzanne said, how she doesn't do her reach outs and her follow-ups on the weekends. She's able to do that because she has a system, and Monday through Friday, she follows that system. So we have to be consistent. So if you know that for me on Sundays, I create all my parties for the following week. That way on Monday morning, I can send those requests to join their party, and then I can get the ball rolling for the rest of the week. If by Tuesday night, I don't have a host join or I don't have any members that have been invited to the party, I send a quick, hey, don't know if you forgot, but can you please send your invites? It's important that we're consistent though, because if we're not, if we are all over the place, which guilty, trust me, I have 3 kids, I have a home, I have chaos all the time. If we're not being consistent, it's going to show in our business. It's going to show in how we interact and engage with our guests, with our hosts, and it's going to show in our sales. It's going to show in our recruiting numbers. So it's so important that you're consistent and that you know that on Mondays you do X, Y, and Z, and you do X, Y, and Z, and you cross them off of your list. It is the most satisfying feeling to have a list and to complete a task and to check it off. Robin, I know you feel that. So, excuse me, my voice still kind of goes in and out. It's kind of annoying. But definitely consistency. Now, it is easier on certain days when things are a little bit calmer than others versus other days where you're being pulled in 15 different directions. But You'll thank yourself the following day if you stayed true to your schedule and you stayed true to whatever tasks that you were supposed to do the day before. Because as we all know, what didn't get done one day eventually has to get done. And then you've created this snowball and it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's definitely important that you stay true to what your schedule is for each week. So consistency, consistency, consistency. Tonight, I still have to schedule all my pre-parties for tomorrow morning to begin. And I'm not going to bed until I'm done doing that. Because the worst feeling is waking up tomorrow morning being like, oh my God, I have 7 parties starting tomorrow and I have, or today, and I have none of them scheduled. So consistency. So I just urge you to, if you don't have it written out, maybe sit down and start there. You know what, on Mondays, I'm going to do this and this. On Tuesdays, I have a little more time on Tuesdays. My obligations aren't as big. So I'm going to add a little more to my Pampered Chef plate. So I would just definitely recommend sitting down and doing something like that. And then the next key is to just follow the plan that you set forth. That's it.
Thank you so much, Becky. Does anybody, excuse me, have a question for Becky? Everybody has their own little schedule that they follow. I wanted to give some props to Becky because she just achieved $200,000 in career sales.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so excited for you. I can't believe that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe I've been here for 3 years. It's been such a huge blessing. So I'm so thankful for it. But it doesn't come on its own. I've had to work for it. There have been months where I've, dipped down, and I can tell you in those months exactly what happened. So my eyes weren't on the prize, if you will.
Because I hashtag everything when I'm talking about this business, best job ever, because I truly believe that is true. That is true as far as the way it has helped my family and the way it has helped all of your families. I mean, I don't think there's anything negative. It's just that we have to find a way to incorporate this business into our life. Have a set time where it is just for Pampered Chef, because it not only helps and blesses your family, but then you offer the opportunity to others because you want them to have what you have. That's why I do it. I love it. And I want everyone to have the same success. So I will do everything I can. I mean, sometimes I'm dragging people to meetings, kicking and screaming, but I want you to be able to achieve the kind of success that all of us are living with right now. And it's amazing. As long as you work your business, you will be successful.
I think that's a huge key too, is like, okay, yes, we do this from home. We don't have a clock that we have to punch, but you still have to put the work in.
Yes.
You still have to carve out the time. You still have to say, you know what? No, on Wednesday nights, I do this. Before I can go have fun or whatever it is, I have to do this.
Yep.
It's a business. It's just like anybody else that's running a business, a retail outlet, a restaurant. They don't just sit there and wait for it to drop in their lap. They work their business. And this is our business and you have to work it. I mean, I don't make it, when people ask me about the business, I don't make it sound like it's just peaches and cream. I tell them that you have to work your business. And you don't have to. It can just be a hobby and you can make just a little bit of extra money. But if you want it to be successful, you have to work your business. It's your business.
Listen, when I first started, I had no intention of this being a full-time job, ever. Like I was going to stay 3 months and then I was going to be done.
Same.
And it just kind of, it just kind of took on a life of its own. And it has become so much more than I ever dreamed of. And all of you here know what this can be if you put your mind to it. I mean, listen to what Kim was saying earlier. Before she started the Set to Soar, the most she had was 4 parties in a month. Now she has October 12 parties, which is her biggest yet. And it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger because she knows what she has to do to achieve that. And she's starting to reap the rewards of her business getting a little bit bigger every month, which is a nice thing. It's financial freedom. And I learned something on one of the calls we were on earlier about, instead of saying, what would you do with an extra $500 a month, the post that you put in the party, to word it this way: what bill do you want to get rid of? Isn't that, Christina, were you on that call? Who was on that call with me?
Were you in Stacy's breakout? Because I was in Steve's and he said something a little different.
I was in Stacy's and she said, kick it to the curb. Which bill you want to kick to the curb?
Yes. Okay.
Did she record her portion? Because ours wasn't recorded.
No, the breakout rooms are not recorded.
Okay.
Yeah. So just whether you want to get into this business to pay your phone bill, or whether you want to get into this business just because you wanted all the products in the kit, and then it just starts, and you start seeing what this can do for your life and for your family, and for, you're able to make donations and help others. Like, I never thought in a million years that I would have a recurring donation to a cause. I never thought that I would ever have the money to be able to do that, or have, be able to donate to my church the way I do. And it's all because of Pampered Chef. And of course, we have other things. We were able to buy more things and do more things because of this business. And I want everyone to be able to experience that. So now is the time, if you want to help others and expand your own personal business, the $25 kit is the way to go. Offer it to every host, because when their party reaches $200 in sales, they have a $25 kit credit. They can join for nothing to give this business a try for 30, 60, or 90 days, whatever. When I'm offering the business, I always say that I will run your first 2 parties for you, just to, because it's nerve-wracking. You all remember your first party, how nervous you were. I was a wreck. So getting that off their plate, just by helping them run their party and giving them a few tasks in it, just so you're training them as they, as the party's going on. You could do something like that.
Robin, to go off of how blessing it was, I remember I had first joined because one of my friends told me to join with the kit, and I was probably going to be a kidnapper, because she was like, get the biggest kit. I just moved into my house. And she told me that's the best way to get all the products because it's so cheap. Mm-hmm. And then when Robin told me how much my party could have made, because I think it was like a $1,100 or $1,200 party, from that, I was like, okay, maybe I'll try for the money a little bit. And then I think it was like 2 or 3 months later, I remember texting Robin that my Pampered Chef paycheck covered more than my entire mortgage that month. And that was like amazing.
Yeah. And then I remember that too, because you had no idea what the commission would have been on your party. And you could have had that commission.
I always say my biggest regret is not starting earlier.
Robin, do you do the base 20%?
Yeah. Yeah, that, what is that, up to 749 or something, and then it's 21%. I gave you the little picture with the commission rate, right, Madison?
Yeah, you had sent it to me and you basically told me that the commission that the party would have made would have more than covered what the largest kit at the time cost, just from the party sales.
Yeah. So while you're on here, we're going to pivot right to Madison because she's going to do our last training. She'll be teaching us about how to create a link tree. And I'm so excited about this because I have no idea what the heck she's talking about. So take it away. I
tried to request screen sharing.
Uh,
It says it's disabled.
okay. Is it on? Can you do it yet?
It still says disabled.
What do I need to do? Okay, hold on. What about now?
Oh, now it works.
Okay. You guys know how techie I am.
Okay, can y'all see what this looks like? It looks like just me. Okay, so this is what a link tree would look like, where if you pull it up on the computer, if you pull up on the phone, it's very similar. But to keep organized, I used to have all of my links to different things in the notes of my phone, but that way I wouldn't have to keep finding them if I was on my computer and my phone was in the room charging or something like that. I put them all on Linktree. That way I can pull it from anywhere. But what Linktree is basically an organizer for as many links as you want to add to it. So as you can see here, I put the shop now, which is a party that I have open with consultant as host that I just keep on year round. The VIP group, which is just a link to my VIP group page. Join my team, which is the your PWS link with be a consultant at the end. That's what that link is. The interactive catalog, this one automatically updates every season, so you don't have to keep updating it. It's your PWS with interactive catalog, I think, at the end. Message me for if they want to message me on Facebook. This is the m.me link, and then Facebook page for my business page. But I'll show you the other reason that I like Linktree is whenever I did a in-person catalog party, I did a QR code for all the guests to scan. And what I found with talking with Natalie, because she does a lot of vendor events, I was doing one QR code and creating it for everything. Whereas with Linktree, you can just create your one Linktree QR code and update these links inside to whatever you want it to be. So you don't have to keep changing your QR code if you're one of those consultants that like to do things in person for people to scan, or if you want to put a QR code on your business card or something like that. You can just use the same code and it'll scan and all your links will be here, so you can easily interchange them if you'd like. But I did type out instructions on how to create a link tree. And I also put all of the examples of what I was doing or what I have on mine for you to know which ones I have there. And the highlights are basically the parts that you would have to change. So for your VIP group, obviously you don't want them coming to my VIP group, you want them going to yours. Right. For parties that I have open, or the party that I have open, you want to go to yours. The only thing that you have to change for the join your team and interactive catalog is just your PWS site. And then Facebook business page, you can find that by looking like you're sharing your page and it'll give you your little link. And then I know somebody was asking how to create the m.me link in the Pampered Stores group message recently. So I did attach a video that you can watch to find that as well in here. And I also put that you can skip to about 1 minute and 30 seconds into the video because the first part is just them rambling on that's not needed. But this is what the link looks like. So if anybody goes to it, they can just click on it.
That's amazing.
And it'll just look like this. So, and then I also have in boards. Let's see. I also put the Linktree link in here. That way I didn't have to go find it each time. It's already on my keyboard to easily send it out. Especially whenever I have somebody asking, or when I do the first ask, whenever I book a party, I ask them, would they be interested in learning more? I send them the little blurb about how we could turn this into their launch party and things like that. And then I say that I'll send a picture and a link. And the picture that I send is like this month, the 25, you can join for free. Ask me how. And then I send this link and I tell them to check out the join my team link. But the reason I also use Linktree is whenever I'm sending out, I do a lot of bonus prize bookings or posts. And instead of sending them just the cookbook, I send them the cookbook and this link. That way, in case they ever think, hey, I want to order some Pampered Chef, but I don't feel like talking to her, they could just go back to their messages and easily click that without even having to talk to me if they don't want to. So it's already there.
Smart.
But let's see. I pulled this up too. This is what the main Linktree looks like. You can sign it. It's free. And you can create whatever you want it to be. But it's super easy. I just put all the instructions on how to create it right here. And it'll walk you through how to add each link that you want. But instead of having to go find where all of these links are, I think I had sent it to Robin, but I don't know if I sent it in the group message yet or not. But I don't mind sharing.
You can just post that on our org group page.
Okay, I'm gonna figure out how to do that. But to
Make a
start, you
post.
just click this
Just make a-
first link.
You
These
can
are the
make a post
videos.
with that, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super easy and a way to keep organized. And my plan is to eventually have the QR codes on a keychain. That way, whenever I'm shopping and with my Pampered Chef bags, the little cooling things, if somebody says, oh, hey, you sell Pampered Chef, I can say, scan here.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How is this different than putting all of those links in boards?
So I put it in one link. That way, I just send that one. And like if in my messages for bonus prize, I send them the e-cookbook if they kindly decline the booking. And I also send them a link to my VIP group. It was what I used to do. But instead of just sending the VIP group, I send this link because they have the VIP group, the shop now, the interactive catalog. If they want to join my team or if they're ever interested without telling me anything, then that's all right there.
Thank you.
That's the main reason I have it in one spot.
What is the m.me used for? I keep hearing about it, but I have no clue.
So it's a direct message to you on Facebook. I could show you what it looks like whenever I. So whenever I post my bonus prize, I always look for a message from me here. That way, if they're not friends with me, they can still easily try to look for the message, and they just click on it and it'll send right to, it won't do it for me, but it'll send them directly to Messenger in a message with me. So I don't have to put my phone number out there either. They can just message right there. But anybody else have any more questions?
So how would Kim would just create her own m.me and then put her name.
Yeah, so all of this right here, all of the highlights is what you would change to you. And if you don't know how to create the m.me, I did search a video on YouTube for it. So you can just click on this link here to watch it on how to create it.
That's great. Thank you so much, Madison.
Welcome.
A quick way to find your username is if you're on a computer and you go to your personal, like your personal page, it says facebook.com/ and then whatever your name is. So mine, I don't remember what mine was. It might have been my ex-husband's last name. And of course I don't want that. I don't want that to be my name. So I changed mine to Christina Bianco PC, because I think Christina Bianco was taken. But you can find it just by like being on your, Madison, click on your picture on the top left. Yep, right there, Madison Tarot 7, but with the periods in between.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like here. I didn't know you could change it.
Yep. It's in your, so when you get married, you can change it. It's in your personal settings. I actually just updated all of my link trees because I didn't even think, I only put parties in there because I do, I put the QR code on the front of my catalog. So when I mail out catalogs, my host can send them, like can share them around, and then they can just scan that QR code and get the shopping link, because I put all of my shopping links in there.
And there is a way to share your, on my phone, you can share a QR code from Linktree, but I don't know how to do it from the computer. Like on your phone, you can click this little button and it'll give you your QR code for your Linktree.
If you click on, yours looks different than mine.
This
mine
is
says admin. I think I'm in, go to where like you would edit it.
Madison, for your m.me, is it your personal Facebook address or business?
Yes,
page?
my personal. Because from business page, I can't message somebody first. They can only message me first on business page.
So if you click on share in the top right, you can get your QR code that way.
There you go. So you can send your QR code here. It'll automatically give it to you.
And that's where you edit all of your links too.
Yeah, you can change out, like if I close my VIP party and I reopen another one, I could change out the code here. Or if I don't want somebody to see it, I can just turn it off and turn it back on. And you can decide which order you want it in by moving this little button, whatever you want to call it. And you can also design what you want it to look like.
So do you use this just to put links in, and then you send that, your link to the of this tree?
Correct.
To your hostess, and then they just go and click whatever? Or
no, I don't send it to the
I'm
host.
confused.
So like whenever let me go back to the party from earlier. So whenever I do this bonus prize post, which is basically the people that did not order,
Right.
I message them, and if they tell me no, I don't remember who it was. Some of these people said yes, but anyway, if they tell me no, I'll respond saying like I'll obviously overcome their objection. If they're still telling me no, then I'll say, I would still love to offer you the e-cookbook and also an invite to my VIP group. And instead of putting the VIP group link, I put my Linktree group, my Linktree link. And that way they see everything at once. That way, in case they want to order or whatever, because sometimes these parties are already closed whenever I do this. So if they still want to order, they can.
It's just more convenient that you're not sending them link after link after link. They're just getting one message with everything.
Right.
Okay, okay.
Hey, Madison, can you send it to me? I want to see what it looks like on the receiving end.
On what you want?
Your link tree.
Mine?
Yeah, I want to see if it looks like if you have to click the link and then it gives you the options, because I've seen it before on the receiving end. I send it out, or I use a QR code. But I want to see if it looks like does it show everything, or is it just one link, you click that link? Does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to say? It's been a really long day, guys.
Yeah, so whenever you send it, this is what it looks like to them.
Hmm.
And then it'll pop up like this. And you can add a picture in it so they think they know you're a real person, things like that.
Thank you so much, Madison. This was very helpful. I can't wait to give it a try. I think I'll work on that this weekend.
Yeah, I definitely encourage the Linktree thing. When I was doing other direct sales, I had learned that there, but nobody really explained what they put in it. But we just have so many links for so many different things.
So where do you find all these neat little things at?
Linktree, I had just heard about from another direct sales that I did before Pampered Chef. From the groups that I was in.
That's great. Okay, one more thing before we sign off for tonight. In honor of Heritage Month and our $25 kit, I will be posting about this on Friday, but we're going to do, our whole organization is going to do a recruiting blitz. I'm going to announce a specific goal, and there'll be certain ways that you can get into different drawings as we are doing the recruiting blitz by posting screenshots of you just asking people and just about letting them know about the opportunity and the $25 kit. All you have to do is share a screenshot of you asking to be included in the recruiting blitz. So it's going to be fun. I have to work out all the details, but I'll be posting about it on Friday. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. And there is going to be money and gift cards involved. Well, thank you, those that join live, and thank you if you're watching this in a recording. I appreciate all of you, and I'm glad you could give me an hour of your time tonight.
Will we be doing this again?
Yeah.
Yay.
We're gonna get back into some normalcy.
Yay.
Thank you, Robin.
But I hope you're welcome. I hope you guys are joining the Monday night calls that Stacy does every Monday, because she does a lot of training in those, and it's other people from other parts of her organization that just hearing those little tidbits from other people, sometimes it really resonates with you than just hearing it from me or your director all the time. So give it a shot. Okay, guys, thank you. I love you guys.
Love you too. Bye.
Have a great night. Bye. Bye, Grady.
How does she know my name?
How does she know my name? That's Miss Robin. She's very important to mommy.
I gave you that apple at Christmas time.
Oh yeah, do you remember the really yummy apple that you had at Grammy and Pop Pops? Yeah, that came from Miss Robin.
See you guys.
Thank